I can't. We are supporting the investigation in every way we can, in the sense of assisting them in any legal request that we receive, and assisting them in contacting individuals that they want to contact. It would be inappropriate for me to comment substantively on any of the allegations or anything that they've found or might have found or haven't found. I really can't say that.
I'd like to answer that question.
Okay.
There's a few things I can tell you. If you don't know me, I'm Barca, chief of your people working together for 7 or 8 days now. The agencies involved are the FBI, Oregon State Police, Wasco County Sheriff's Office, City of the Dalles Police, City of Rajneeshpuram.
That's right. And they're in a position of, for people who think they need lawyers, or for people who don't know if they need lawyers and want to talk to a lawyer to find out if they need a lawyer, which can be a sensible thing for some people. They are talking to those folks and trying to give them assistance. For people who need lawyers or feel they need lawyers, they're trying to make efforts to coordinate that. And they can give you much more information on that. And by the way, one of the other things, and I don't think, the old Miranda warning is something that's useful information from a Supreme Court case. And that is something that is supposed to be said to every, and again, I'm not giving legal advice, I'm giving you it's important because I can't represent individuals in this because of my position with the city and because of prior representations. But I think I know I can discuss the state of the law with you. And the Miranda case said to an individual who was in custody that he had present to you that you will get nothing in return.
Just put $500, leave it under his.
All right. I will give you nothing in return. You would be thinking of the Community Relations Service or just the Justice Department in general? No, it hasn't been discussed. I have been in contact with the Community Relations Service, and they are taking a role, and we're going to have an ongoing involvement with them. None.
How are they connected?
They aren't.
Bye. So this is in the press releases, right? But the thing is, the press releases, MC, aren't written down, are they?
No, it's verbal. They come out to the press in 3 days, in the morning and in the evening. And Prashanta is going also, and in addition, Prashanta is going around and checking out things that are rumored to see if they're accurate. It's sort of a rumor control. Yeah.
What might work then is if you were here, you could give me a call. I'm at a typewriter all day, and over the phone, we could step.
Maybe it's a good idea to give Prashanta's number where he's reachable, just on boards, and saying, hey, if you have any room.
FBI investigation today has been postponed?
The FBI, I was just advised that the FBI has canceled the interview for today. I have no further explanation. We're going to meet with them in a little while.
Why so much concern about individual rights here as far as Rajneesh's being interviewed by law enforcement people?
Did you live through the 50s?
Are you distributing these notices to all of them?
I'm not distributing notices to anyone. As I understand it, Rajneesh Legal Assistance Fund is distributing something to people, advising them of basic constitutional rights.
The Save, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. That's all right.
Well, the Save Antelope Committee has suggested if the Bhagwan wants to make good on his word, the Rajneesh City Council will repeal the charter, give back the city. Is there going to be action by the October 2nd deadline to do that, in fact?
I don't sit on that council. Bhagwan doesn't own the property. The property owner and the city council would have to act appropriately to do whatever they want to do. Frankly, as I understand it, the individuals involved bought the property. And with all due respect to the Save the Antelope people, since this matter has come forth in terms of an interest in cooperating and doing what we can, I'm not aware of any effort that they have made whatsoever to be open to accommodation. I've heard nothing but expressions of anger and hostility and distrust. We are not, at least, I have nothing to do with the Antelope situation or the City of Rajneesh situation, but I can say that for myself, I want to be open with people. I want to work with people. I want to represent this city to work cooperatively with the state of Oregon, but I am not going to stand by and watch the citizens of this community abused or their rights violated.
Why do these individual Rajneeshis feel so much like they're being kept in the dark and going to such means here to make sure that information is distributed?
I guess if you sit in the dark long enough, you don't want to go back in there. I think it's a natural reaction.
Naren, tell me a little, you just mentioned this over the 1950s, and you've talked earlier about excesses of Attorney General From Arrest. Tell me a little more about that. What's your beef with him?
I don't have a beef with him. My concern is that Attorney General Frohnmeyer, and sometimes it's big things, sometimes it's little things. It's from the separation of church and state case to the manner in which it was filed without consultation, the manner in which it arose out of an opinion that was based on hypotheticals, immediately jumping to declare the city illegal before it's even filed, to his entire attitude in prosecuting it without at any time discussing the things that could happen to resolve any considerations he has, to the entire tone and attitude that I've experienced from him in this investigation.
That's what I want to ask you about. Tell me what's happening there. When you say tone, attitude, what's happening?
Again, I haven't had an opportunity to follow the press as much as I like, but the only thing I have heard are these public statements expressing his vigorous interest to prosecute law enforcement, taking over Bernie Smith's jurisdiction without prior consultation, just totally going for it in a criminal prosecution sense without ever offering any meaningful cooperation or assistance to this community at any time in any way.
Is he violating folks' civil rights or civil liberties? Are they running slipshod or roughshod over Rajneeshis? I don't understand that.
I don't want to comment on the specifics about that right now, but I will say, because I'm in a difficult position, and the city's in a difficult position. We're trying to cooperate in every way with an investigation of what we understand to be very serious crimes. What I'm concerned about is that what are they investigating? What are they investigating, and what is the nature of it? What is their approach to it? I'm beginning to hear more and more that law enforcement officers are saying that investigations are being impeded and that they're yelling at our peace force officials simply because people are saying, well, they have to talk to their lawyer. I'm concerned that people's rights are not being properly protected. And I'm doing everything I can to assist members of the community, consistent with both my role as mayor and my professional ethical responsibilities, to see that their rights are protected.
Rajneesh's arms being twisted here?
Pardon me?
Are Rajneesh's arms being twisted? You say there's been yelling, or you gather secondhand there's been yelling at folks. Tell me about that.
I don't think it'd be appropriate for me to use those words. Let's just put it this way. As far as I am concerned, some of the things that I have heard about the attitude of law enforcement officials and their approach to the investigation indicates to me that if they wanted to talk to me, that I would feel the need for a lawyer.
And you are one.
And I am.
For individuals to take responsibility for their role to support government, change government if they don't like it, be aware. To any citizen anywhere is take responsibility for it.
Onto that line about I don't know, why is it that the word on here failed and Rajneeshpuram? One of the things that you said was that you hadn't been invited to talk to the police yet, and you advised your sannyasins not to talk to the police until you had talked to the police. And you set some conditions under which you wanted to talk to the police. You said you wanted to have a press present and have a video crew there and an audio crew there. Are you going to, two questions from that, are you going to maintain that stand that you're advising sannyasins not to talk to the police until you have? And the second part of it is, are you, in asking for those various things that the police don't traditionally do when they're interviewing a witness, are you asking for something that is out of line with what other people in the United States would have? Are you asking for special treatment?
First, I had asked for no special treatment, just for an interview, so that I can give them an overview what the situation is, and they can work better to find out who is the criminal. They made the appointment, and then at the last moment they cancelled it. Then this went on happening second time again. It was only third time that I made it that there seems to be something fishy. And you cancel the appointment only after asking somebody higher up. Then I would like it to be videotaped so that you don't do any mischief, because now I cannot trust you. The videotape will not be released to the public. That we will give you in a written contract, that the videotape will remain sealed till the case is over. But it will be a guarantee that you don't misuse anything or change anything which I say. I don't think it was anything against law.
So,
and when they accepted that, that means certainly they were not thinking it as an special obligation. And then they cancelled that too.
So you're saying they agreed to let you videotape it and then they canceled it?
Yeah.
That was after the third...
Third time they cancelled it. And then I told them that I will give you one time more, and if fourth time it is cancelled, then I am going to call a press conference and give the interview to the press conference.
Is that what you did last night, you mean? You gave the interview to the press conference?
So it is very simple. I am not asking them anything. In the press conference, I said to them that now the things they have deceived 4 times, it is enough. One can take, there is a limit. Now I will give the interview only before the full press present.
So you had an agreement with them that you would meet with them, you could have your crew videotape the interview,
yeah.
and
that they had agreed.
And they had agreed. So now things are at rather an impasse. It sounds as if now things are at rather an impasse as far as your interview, eh?
Yes.
In the last couple of days, the newspapers and the magazines and the television news have been full of an interview that Sheila gave to Stern magazine. And of course they've been full of things that you've been saying at your press conference last night. And she's accusing you of imposing constant pressure on her to get more Rolls Royces and diamonds and wristwatches. And she said that you have the corrupt ones here at the commune, and you know it. and that she didn't want to be your slave, and a number of other things. And you've accused her of a whole list of crimes, perpetrating several crimes. And at present, you're embarked in a real war of words, you and Sheila. I wonder who you think's going to win.
Only truth wins. It is never a question between me or anybody else. Only truth wins. If she has courage enough, she should come here. We can call the whole national media and she can discuss before the media with me. And that will expose the whole thing where the truth is.
Similarly, you seem to be involved in a war of words with the Attorney General of Oregon. I wonder who you think's going to win that one. Who's going to win the war of words between you and your followers and the Oregon Attorney General, who has been saying quite a few things to the press himself these last few days?
The Constitution of America is going to win, and it is in our favor. Attorney Generals come and go, the Constitution remains.
Thank you. One of the things that's being said also in the press right now is that this entire thing that's happened since last Saturday night is a carefully orchestrated scheme that's going to culminate in you also leaving Oregon. Do you want to comment on that?
No, I'm never going to leave unless they give me the green card.
And then you're going to Germany, right?
Then perhaps I may go for a world travel to meet my other sannyasis who are being corrupted by Sila, and meet the world media in different countries to make things put right. But I cannot leave without the green card. If America wants me to leave America, green card first.
Oregonian received information today that the police investigators who've been working here at the ranch for the last few days to investigate the wrongdoings of which you've accused Sheila and the people who left with her also have been victims of bugging and wiretapping. That since they came here, the wiretapping and the bugging has been continuing, separate from that which they're investigating, that they too have been victims of that. Are you aware of that?
Then that must be the immigration department who has been bugging and taping everything, every phone from Rajneeshpuram going out or coming in. But my people, we have shown them every place, every wire has been taken out, every bugging device has been given to them, every machine which was taping phones has been delivered into their hands. And if they feel still it is going on, then they should look into it. It must be INS or perhaps Attorney General, perhaps they are worried that what is going on between the FBI and the police and between my commune. Because their intention is clear. The intention is to use this situation to destroy the commune. And Sila is giving all those things in Europe without any foundation and without any evidence. And she is talking to the press again and again that I have immense information. That means she is indicating to the Attorney General and to the FBI that she is willing to be purchased. That she would like to be given immunity, then she can give all kind of information against the community. And that is a possibility. Because they are not concerned about the crimes that she has committed. Their concern is more how they can destroy this commune from Oregon. So if she can give them information, and certainly she can give them information, because she has done everything, so she knows everything. And if you give her immunity, she can indicate to any innocent sannyasin who knows nothing about it, and if you are intent to destroy the commune, this is the simplest way. And politicians are so dirty-minded that they can do anything. For example, in Second World War, Adolf Hitler and Joseph Stalin were enemies, but they became friends. They made a peace treaty which was amazing to everybody in the whole world. That Adolf Hitler and Joseph Stalin becoming friends is a miracle. And then even a greater miracle was to happen when Adolf Hitler attacked Soviet Union. Joseph Stalin became friends to America and Britain, to Roosevelt and Churchill. America and Soviet Union has been enemies for decades. The only two permanent enemies in the whole world. But they became friends. Then the question of communism or capitalism did not matter. Only thing mattered was how to destroy Adolf Hitler. So Sila's continuous emphasis in every interview that she has so much information to give, but she cannot give it, is an indication to the politicians here in Oregon, to FBI, that if you give us immunity, I can deliver you all the information. And certainly she can deliver all the information because everything she has done or she has ordered to be done. And if she is immune, then there is no problem. She can impose crimes upon innocent people without any difficulty. And who cares that one man died or 3 persons were being poisoned or the last system was poisoned? Who cares about these small things? The big thing is how to destroy this commune, which has become a pain in the neck of all the politicians. But it is not so easy. I challenge Sheila, if she has any guts, then come here and face me.
I have one last question, which requires 2 one-word answers.
Okay.
How would you characterize Sheila and the corporate leaders of Rajneeshpuram who left, and how would you characterize Hasia and the new corporate leaders at Rajneeshpuram? 1 word for each.
Sheila and the people who have left is a criminal gang.
That's 2 words.
And the people who have taken their place are very loving, compassionate human beings. And they are going to change the whole quality of the commune.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks very much. Go home and get my computer printer.
Well, he was going to be on the staff for somebody today, one way or the other. That's why.
You snatched him. Ah, sick.
It's very funny, all the different reactions.
Oh, I cried.
Yeah, for me, I didn't.
You cried? That's been so far I can think of. And it was the last thing for me to let go of in my life. Can I remember my story? She was
Hey,
you ready?
yes, I'm ready.
Why don't you just start off as far as background is what did Bhagwan say is changing and why?
This morning?
Yeah.
Well, basically what he said was, I'm giving you back your freedom and individuality, so that it's up to you. If you want to wear the colors in the mala, that's perfectly fine. People who will be initiated as of now, the only thing that will be changed is their name. No need to change the color of clothes nor the mala, and I am waiting to see whether, if someone does want it, if it still would be available.
What were the reasons he gave?
Well, I heard it the first time. I don't know if you were there or not. That was another protection in case of his departure from his body, not to allow another ism to be created, such as communism, Christianity, any of the imposed religions, controls over the individual, so that we truly are a non-religiousness.
What was your own personal reaction to this?
Mine was, oh, I hope he doesn't insist we give out the mala. I don't want to not wear the mala, nor the change of colors.
In terms of surprise, though, I mean, if that's
my mouth dropped to the floor.
When will we be sure if he really means any of this?
This is it. I'm just waiting for the question that I have about if malas will be available to those who would ask for it.
Do you think this is a precursor to anything, either to his departure or to?
I hope not. Not to that.
Does that cross your mind, though?
Well, every time he talks about his body, I go into, uh-oh, does he know something and he's not telling? But I don't know. As you can see, he surprises us every minute now.
One couldn't help but notice that the red clothes have been on sale for a week and a half down in the boutique. It's hard to believe that's a coincidence. Is that a coincidence?
That is pure coincidence. Actually, what had happened, we wanted to see what clothes were available that were not distributed to people who needed clothes, wanting to refurbish, make it more stylish and so forth. So that was a pure coincidence. I don't think he even knew we had the clothes on sale. That was merchandising.
Hasi, apparently a lot of people left after his press conference 2 nights ago when he spoke of the hijackings and other things.
Right.
Are people still...
There are some people who are still leaving. There are people who feel they've been here for such a long time, they just need a rest. For some people, continuous change becomes overwhelming. Some may still carry allegiance to Sheila. There are all sorts of situations that people are dealing with. And
how many people have left?
I don't know, but I'm sure we could ask and find out.
Do you have a clue whether it's a substantial number, or 15 or 20, or whether you're talking about a couple of hundred people?
I don't know. Can you get me information?
Yeah.
I really don't. I just know of several individuals, but I don't know, but there may be many more.
You said you want to keep on wearing your mala, and
yes.
I get the impression he gave the choice that
yes.
you can or you can't. What about the color of clothing? Are you going to branch out into some blues and
No, I've grown accustomed to it. I like it. Besides all those choices, I'd go crazy having to have all the... Go ahead.
Do you think that given the turmoil that this community has been through lately, that if there was ever a time for some sort of bond between the people who are staying and enduring some of the things you've had to endure, it would be now?
I think that is happening.
But yet this is the very time that that you're being allowed to give up some of the physical symbols that draw you all together. Isn't that a bit ironic?
Well, I guess what's drawing us together is much greater and stronger than the physical symbols.
On another matter, have you heard any reason why the Visa and MasterCharge accounts have been...
No, this has just come to my attention today, actually. And we've been given no reason for it. I hope this is not a political pressure move. I truly do hope that it will not be proven to be just that. It's very ugly. Yes.
Was it the banks who did it?
Actually, what they've done is they've stopped. Now, let me see if I can phrase it properly. They've refused us to now use the credit cards, which puts us in a position where our Our being merchants right now has been affected tremendously, suddenly, so that we cannot use credit cards of people who come here to visit, to buy, to...
Was this First Interstate Bank?
Yes, it is.
Do you deal with First Interstate out of Portland?
I didn't hear you.
Do you deal with First Interstate out of Portland? One of the other
Yes, Portland.
Did they give a reason?
No, no reason. And
Hold them permanently or just temporarily? Or?
I don't know the specifics. You would need to speak to the people in the financial end of it, but for me that feels some underhanded strategy that is working simultaneously with the Attorney General as another pressure, power pressure upon us.
Don't you think it could also be just people's confusion with Bhagwan making statements about $43 million having disappeared?
Yes, but see, our auditors have been here. They're outside auditors. All of our books are absolutely clean and in order. We have devoted these last however many days to...
Wait, she's wired. She's wired.
Wait, the pictures. Excuse me.
Somewhere about 8 since the press conference, but to know that they left. 8 people. Yeah. We can try that. Yeah. And also, it'd be interesting to see all the so-called black people. Yeah, our favorites. Our favorites.
A little update.
Plug you back in before you give it.
Which subject are we on?
At the Mala.
Oh, we have an update.
Keep getting. I'll keep
I want to hear
I'll
about
do
it.
this. You don't need this? Oh, okay. I'll write it down.
I finally feel like meditating, and everyone just broke up laughing. I don't understand. I can't hang on to anything. Isn't not having to wear red clothes or mala for who would want to be initiated is by virtue that there were many people who have wanted to become disciples and could given one and then hang it in the closet.
Because they're afraid for their personal safety?
No. If they are afraid for their personal safety or have whatever reasons that they don't want to change their clothes and wear a mala, there is no need for them. This opens the doors. But if anyone wants to and asks for a mala and is given one, then they should continue wearing it.
So, essentially, you're giving people an option not to stick out in the community,
Right.
blend in with the community.
Mm-hmm.
Why would that be an advantage?
Because there were many people over the years that I personally have known who wanted to become sannyasins and were afraid of being fired from their positions. Often, I've known of some people who do businesses, for instance, in Middle Eastern countries, and no way could they travel into those countries with a mala, by virtue that it was dangerous to their life, and various other personal reasons of that nature.
So it's going to help people on the outside world
Yes.
more than it's going to matter to people here.
Right.
Well, that sounds to me as if things may not change that much in looks around here, because
Some people have already taken off colors. I've seen. I was wondering where they got it from. As soon as I drove out from Mandir, I saw.
To use Visa and Master charges. Okay.
No. So it's just the merchant side that they have.
Asya, press. Do you think that that is a factor in Bhagwan's decision when and how to release this new information?
I don't think so. No. I've never seen him or known him to change anything.
Plus, he couldn't know there were cameras.
You have the feeling that this change perhaps has been pending because...
That van, yes. He also said, I think last night in the press interview, excuse me, that before he left his body, that is exactly what he... So he has been saying that will happen.
He was going to take away all the trappings.
Right, but I've never known...
Cursor to anything? We had Sheila talk about Bhagwan threatening to commit suicide all the time.
I can't imagine what it is. I mean, if I had his vision, I'd be enlightened.
Let me ask you about, but this is who I'm getting this from, I guess is what I'm saying, that this deliberate creation of turmoil within the community, this is a trademark of the man, that every once in a while he just stirs the pot. I mean, irrespective of this.
He's stirred up all the time, and he's only getting bigger right now.
Right, but I mean, in terms of things that affect the community, obviously everybody.
Or maybe I just wasn't involved during my own the worst stir-ups, but I don't remember being so that we have no need to hijack planes nor whatever do with embassies.
But
that
did
the
anyone
love.
talk to him about the reaction, the fact that some people weren't sure whether, no?
I didn't even know what the reactions were to it. No one has brought it to my attention.
One other question, which I meant to ask you yesterday, which is
I am not a politician. I am not a religious leader. But Sila, while I was in isolation, has created few things which have to be withdrawn. First, the book of Rajneeshpuram is not my writing, neither my discourses. It was Sila and her group's creation. So it should not be printed again. There is no thing like Rajneeshpuram, because then it becomes again another Christianity, another communism, another Hinduism. And I have been fighting my whole life against all isms. And these people made an ism out of me. They created the word Rajneeshi. You have to drop that word. Otherwise, what is the difference between a Christian, a Jew, and a Rajneeshi? I want you to be yourself. Not Rajneeshi. You love me, that does not mean that you have to become a Rajneeshi. You can love me without becoming a Rajneeshi. And what these Rajneeshis have done, this gang of 20 Rajneeshis, is enough to condemn the world. So now there are no more any Rajneeshi. You are individuals, totally free individuals. Out of your freedom and love, you are here. There is no bondage, there is no contract, there is no surrender, there is no faith. And today I would like to declare something immensely important, because I feel perhaps that made Sila and her people exploit you. I don't know tomorrow I will be or not. So it is better to do it while I am here and make you free from any other possibility of such a fascist regime. That is, from today you are free to use any color of clothes. If you feel like using red clothes, that is up to you. And this message has to be sent all over the world to all the communes. And it will be more beautiful to have all the colors. I had always dreamt to see you in all the colors of the rainbow. Today we claim the rainbow to be our colors. Second thing, you return your malas unless you wish otherwise. That is your choice. But it is not a necessity anymore. You return your malas to President Hasya. But if you want to keep it, it is up to you. Third thing, from now onwards, anybody who wants initiation into sannyas will not be given a mala and will not be told to change to red clothes. So, we can take over the world more easily.